What's up, everyone? I'm David Griffin here with Jim Vejvoda, and we're here to talk about Star Trek Season 2. Star Trek Discovery is back on CBS All Access. Just saw the big premiere. And Jim, I think the big thing everybody's talking about this season is the fact that Discovery and Team Enterprise are joining forces to go on a very important mission. Spoilers coming, folks, full spoilers, so go watch the episode first and then come back and check us out. Jim, what were your first impressions? Let's start with Captain Pike.
Well, I can't do an impression of Captain Pike, but I will tell you I like the character. He was, I'm a big fan of the original series, and so Jeffrey Hunter's incarnation that showed up in both the original pilot, The Cage, and then kind of reworked into the episode, The Menagerie. And then, of course, Bruce Greenwood played him in the J.J. Abrams movies. So I've always liked the character of Captain Pike, and I thought Anson Mount's interpretation of the character was fun. I liked it. He brought, he's not Lorca, he's not a dark character. He's a fun version of Pike, because the Pike that I knew from the original series was a brooding, kind of jaded guy. Like, he had just been through a lot. He had lost a lot of crew members and stuff. This is a Pike that's a little bit more in the vein of a Captain Kirk, but he doesn't seem to have that kind of cowboy way of Captain Kirk. He's more thoughtful, talks to his crew, gets their opinions. So I liked him a lot, and I liked his sort of interactions with both Saru and Michael. So yeah, I'm really excited to see what they do with that character, and I liked some little callbacks to like things that Trekkies know, the little fortune cookie thing.
The
cage,
the uniforms too.
The uniforms
like
too.
The yellow, the red, the blue.
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah.
And also too, I'm glad that we have Anson Mount actually being able to speak, because he was on Inhumans for a little while on ABC, and in his character in Inhumans, his voice was so powerful that he couldn't even speak, and he had Hell on Wheels. He's a really good actor, and it's nice to see him using his charm. He's a very charismatic guy, so I was loving to see that. But we also have another big addition in Spock this season. Now, of course, we have older adult Spock coming, but in this first episode, we get to see Michael Burnham and Spock at their home with Sarek when they were kids. Yeah. So, I mean, how is it seeing, we've seen Kid Spock before in the J.J. Abrams movie. How is it seeing Kid Spock again?
Kid Spock, really.
Kid Spock, young Spock.
he needs to be a hip hop guy, I think, Kid Spock. But like, he is. I thought that that sort of interpretation of Kid Spock is going to be interesting, because he's a very passive-aggressive little Spock. He is. I will say that the look of the character, you look like a little kid whose parents dress him up in cosplay at Comic-Con and drag him around because they're into it. But I think it'll be interesting to see sort of where his hostility and aggression towards Michael is really coming from, because Spock has always had issues with his parents, particularly his father, Sarek, and a different kind of relationship with his mom, Amanda. So it'll be interesting to see sort of what is it that this young Spock is getting so upset about really inside with the arrival of Michael. We've seen little Spock before. Even there were flashbacks to Spock's youth in Star Trek V and the animated series. So it's not particularly novel, but it is always interesting, because it peels back that one little bit more layer on what makes Spock tick.
And I'm excited because it looks like we're going to get some flashbacks. We're going to see more of Burnham and Spock as kids, I think, in future episodes. We'll see how that relationship developed or split apart. She talks to Sarek about they were close once. They were very close once. I was like, what does that mean?
I hope that's
what is very
not
close?
what I think
I hope it doesn't. Yeah, we'll see where that goes. I mean, because they are, brother and sister, or half brother and sister, adopted. So I'm curious to see where that goes. Also, though, Jim, there's a bigger overarching story here. There's some type of these hidden messages and signals popping up all over the galaxy, and then there's this kind of angelic figure that we get a little bit of a glimpse of. We're not sure what that is. Like, are you excited about the season as a whole?
Yeah, I think that it'll be very curious to see sort of how that sort of mystery storyline pays off. I will say I thought this particular episode, well, it was fun and I really enjoyed it. They threw a lot of story at you at a certain pace that you're not going to get all of this. There was so much information in each scene. And so hopefully all of that kind of pays off, and that there aren't going to be a lot of things kind of lost in the shuffle over the season, that it's not going to be trying to do too many things. And I'm very excited to see, the actual arrival of Ethan Peck, his version of Spock, and then Rebecca Romaine is #1. Like I really like that character from the old show. So yeah, there's so much to look forward to in this season, and so far I think this season premiere, while it had a couple of drawbacks, again, like so much information being thrown at you, I really enjoyed it overall, and I can't wait to see what they do.
Well, I mean, I can't wait either, because I'm just glad that Star Trek is back. We have a Picard show coming out sometime later in 2019. Star Trek is back. It's here to stay, especially on CBS All Access. That's what we thought. Let us know what you thought of the season premiere of Star Trek Discovery Season 2. And don't forget, we also have some other coverage of Star Trek. If you kind of forgot what happened in Season 1, be sure to go back and check out our Season 1 finale recap, as well as what's new to Netflix in January of 2019. And for everything else, be sure to like and subscribe to IGN everywhere you like to watch.